Hello everybody, welcome back to Arthenex Plays Factorio with lots of mods. So I've done a bunch of work over here in between episodes, thought I would show it to you. So as promised, here's the sulfur. Sulfur's being taken out of the oil refineries, sent up here. I have 6, what do you call these things? Electrolyzers, 6 electrolyzers that are splitting up water into hydrogen and oxygen. The hydrogen's getting vented. The oxygen's going over here to all feeding into one chemical plant, which is making sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide is getting stored for the moment, and if we get too much stored, it'll get vented. And then over here, the oil is going into the storage tanks, and where most of it is getting stored, except for the petroleum, which is getting used to make plastic. Eventually, when we start getting blue science and we get advanced oil processing, we'll start breaking down the heavier oil. But for now, it's just getting stored. Up here, I went ahead and, so you could see the plastic is getting made. That was one of the components we're missing. The other one was this ferric chloride over here. So ferric chloride requires hydrogen chloride, which is getting made here. And I should mention for the plastic also requires chlorine gas, which we're getting made here. And it actually requires quite a bit of chlorine gas. I went ahead and had to expand our chlorine gas production, which meant I also went ahead and expanded our, which is up here, and I went ahead and expanded our hydrogen chloride production a little bit as well. But I didn't expand our calcium chloride production. So we're making surplus hydrogen chloride and chlorine gas, and again, the hydrogen here is getting vented. The surplus chlorine gas is coming down here to make the plastic, and the surplus hydrogen chloride is coming down here to make the ferric chloride. And then the plastic and the ferric chloride are coming down here together, and then the ferric chloride branches off and the plastic goes straight. But anyway, they both eventually make it down to the bus. And I could have bottled up the ferric chloride, but I decided against it. I'm just going to run it in the pipe. It's fine for now. Looks like we have a fair bit of iron sitting there, so we'll go ahead and grab that and throw it in here, because you can never have too much transport belt. And we have, wow, 374 transport belts sitting in there. Awesome. And then we'll definitely make use of that. And then up here we have all of our, I'm also boxing up some some basic, I can never remember the names. Basic electronic boards, electronic circuit boards. Right, so I'm boxing up some basic electronic boards. So now we have everything we need, at least all the basic materials necessary to make electronic circuit boards. We just have to do it. So we got our plastic sitting here, we got our basic electronic boards, we got our silicon plate, we got all of our other stuff. It's all just sitting here ready to go. So let's go ahead and do it. So we got to figure out, so we need, so this takes 5 seconds, requires 4 basic electronic components and 4 transistors, 1 circuit board, and 1 solder. So I'm thinking, well, let's see. My initial thought is, can we feed the transistors and the basic electronic components directly into the things that are producing the circuit boards? So this gives us 5 transistors every 3.5 seconds. So that would be, so 2 of these would be, so 1 of these would not quite be enough to satisfy 2 of these. Well, wait. Yeah, because this is 5. Is it like a... This is also 5 every 2 seconds. So one of these could support two of these easily, but one of these could not quite support two of these. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. Interesting that yeah, basic electronic circuit boards take a lot longer to craft than basic electronic boards. It's just kind of interesting to me. Well, we could definitely feed both of those in. Because, I mean, this is 2 inputs and 5 outputs, so I'd rather not belt this. This is 4 inputs and 5 outputs. So belting this would be at least decent. It also has a longer crafting time. So, yeah, I'm thinking we'll feed the basic electronic board components directly into the electronic circuit board machines, and we'll... Let's see, this has 4 inputs. Can we make these in the electronics assembling machines? We actually can't. We need electronic assembling machine 2s. Can we make these? Not without electronic circuit boards. These have a crafting speed of 2.25, and these have a crafting speed of 0.75, and these have a crafting speed of 1.25. Well, with a crafting speed... I mean, I'd obviously rather use these. They're much faster and more efficient. Energy consumption 2.31 kilowatts. Energy consumption is pretty comparable to this, but their crafting speed is much faster. So, yeah, I'd rather use these, but unfortunately, I have to make a few before I can make these. Well, maybe we'll just set it up to make just a few for now. And we'll set it up as if we're using these. So we're going to feed in so we're definitely going to need to belt these, and what's the other component? Oh yeah, the solder, which is already on a belt. So we might as well just go ahead and make the circuit boards then. And we can belt circuit boards because we're going to need them for a bunch of other things. Like modules, we need circuit boards, I believe. Well, maybe not. No, we don't. We need phenolic boards, but not circuit boards. Oh, maybe we don't need to belt circuit boards then. I mean, I think we... Oops, didn't mean to do that. Oh, don't. Don't mind having a few extra gear wheels. I think we do need them for robots, though. Yeah, we do need them for robots. So I guess we'll go ahead and belt them. Or bust them, I should say. I'm going to move you. You're going to drop here. In there. Okay. So, right. So let's take a look at our ratios here. So this makes a circuit board every 5 seconds. How many electronic circuit boards am I going to want? Probably, I mean, with a 5-second crafting speed, I'm going to want quite a few. So I should plan on making a bunch of circuit boards. So circuit boards require phenolic boards, copper plate, tin plate. All of those are on the bus. So phenolic boards, one phenolic board, it makes 2 every half second, so it makes 10 per second. And this uses 1 every 5 seconds. So one of these can support, gosh, 50? Yeah, something ridiculous like that. 2 phonetic bars every half second, so 4 per second. So 4 per second. This uses 1 every 5 seconds. So it uses 0.2 per second. So 4 divided by 0.2. And I guess it doesn't really matter. The answer is more than you'll ever wind up using. 4 divided by 0.2 is 20. So one of these could support 20. All right, so I just need wood and resin for this, and I just need one of them. So I think we can make that in here. Come over to about there, and yeah, so we can make that in here. We need wood and resin. So there's resin. We might have to go back a little ways to find the wood. There it is. It's right next to each other. So I'm going to bring this up like directly. Let's see, do I have any stone? I have a little bit. Go ahead and extend the path a little bit. Go get some more stone if I need some. All right. So we'll take this here. Like so. And that goes like there, and then here. Here. Do something like that. That, and then bring that underneath. Bring that underneath. Okay, that looks good. Oh, and this is going the wrong way for no good reason. Okay, so that's going to make that. And then once it's made them, we're going to want to turn them into circuit boards. So presumably you can make circuit boards. You cannot make circuit boards. You need to be the advanced one to make circuit boards. How many of these do we need for the advanced ones? We need 5 each. Alright, I'm just going to make a few. So so for right now, this is just temporary. So I want you to make me change my mind. Set this up like this, just for right now. We'll drop you here. Now we're gonna need to bring, you're gonna make these. Where are we gonna bring the ferric chloride up? I'd rather bring it up on this side, I think. Probably right in here. Do we have enough pipe for this? Something like that. Nope, that's not going to work, is it? Needs to be over one more. I have to move this again. Okay. So we'll bring the ferric ox chloride up here. Two, three, four. And we're out of pipe. Okay. All right, and then you just need, do I have any tin on me? I have some copper on me. I'll grab some tin. All right. Stick those in a chest for now. And then we need basic electronic components. We have those, and transistors, which require, see, can we make these by hand? No. So plastic, tin, copper, wire, and silicon wafers. we make silicon wafers by hand? No. Alright. We have tons of silicon in our inventory. So let's just tell you to make silicon wafers. And then plastic, I think we have a bunch of that. We need some, and tin copper wire. Do we have any tin copper wire? I don't see any. So you are making those. Throw in some plastic. You can go pick up some tin copper wire. That's solder. That's tin copper wire. Okay. Should be enough. Okay. Steel chest. Alright, so now we got transistors. So we got some of those. Use a fast inserter for that. We got some of those. We need solder, which we can grab from here. And basic electronic components we can pull out of here. Seven. That's not going to be enough. Short on transistors. 9 more. Wow, these things take a long time to craft. Of course, I knew that. Okay, but now we can make, yeah, we can make some of these. Throw another one of those. Again, super temporary, just to make some level 2. So you're going to make that. Throwing those. Throwing those. No, go that way, please. Where's the electronic components? No, I have them somewhere. Why can't I see them? There's the solder. There's another transistor. There they are. Okay. Okay, and I will work on handcrafting more of these. How many of these do I have? 3. Do 4. Let's make another one. Another steel chest. And throw in half of those and those. Half of that. Oh, and some of those. All right. Okay, let us make a couple more of these. And then just to make sure, I can make, yep, I can make these and I can make these. Perfect. It's 8, 9. Might as well use up the rest of these components. We've almost used up all of them. 10. Alright, that'll be enough to get at least basic production going. And then once we have basic production going... Alright, so yeah. You are now out of materials, so let's tear you apart. Okay. Alright, so now we have 11 of these. So let's do like 6, making circuit boards. It's going to be a little trickier, but it should still work out. So we'll have the pipe. Go like that. 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 Actually, there's no real reason to run it underground. I can just run it on the surface. Okay, and so you need phenolic boards, which we're making, ferric chloride, which you have, and tin and copper. Now, are we going to need those for anything else in the process? We're going to need tin copper wire. So how did we do this before? We did 3 coppers into 2 tin copper wires. Maybe we'll do output over there. So we can run the tin and copper together up here. Well, we want to run the tin and copper together? Not really, because we want to do a 3 to 2 on that. So we'll run the tin and copper up here separately. Let's go bring these all down. Alright, so the copper is here. I'm going to run it up on this side. It'll be easier to run the tin here, which means we're going to want the copper here. What we want to do is do this. And that. Oh, right, because that's a hack splitter. I'm going to have resin on both sides now. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, there's the copper and the wood. And what is it that's here? Carbon. Bring that down. Okay. So it's the copper, and then the tin is simpler. Although thinking about it, so I'm making tin copper wire into basic electronic components. Well, look at that. I'm out of time on this episode already. All right, well, I'll figure out this. I realized that there was not a lot of progress made on this episode. Apologize for that. I'll figure out how I want to do this, and when I come back, I'll show you kind of what I've decided. All right, so I'll see you guys in the next episode. Until then, have a terrific day.